Am I the asshole for not thinking the joke my family played on my girlfriend was a big deal? I, 25 male, have a girlfriend, 23 female, who is absolutely beautiful, but she does have a large facial scar. My family often jokes about it. They have a super dark sense of humor. It bothers my girlfriend, and she says it doesn't feel like a joke. It feels like she's being insulted under the pretense of it being dark humor. Even though I explain it's just how they are and they don't mean any harm, she doesn't really want to be around them. I told her it was really important to me we spend Christmas with my family. We would all quarantine first and test, and it was important to me. She resisted at first, but after some urging from me, she gave in. She said I absolutely could not excuse their behavior if they made a rude comment about her, though. We got there, and it was fine for a while. Then my mom and my sister broke out their matching ugly sweaters that had my girlfriend's face all over it. They both laughed, saying my mom made them screen printed, and it was just a joke. My dad thought it was hilarious. I even chuckled a little because she's really beautiful, so it was ironic they put her on an ugly sweater. My girlfriend looked at me, and when I said they were just being ironic, she shook her head, got up and left. Didn't say anything to anyone, just took her car and left. I called her several times and she didn't answer. The only text I received was, "You need to find your own way home." That pissed me off, and I called her a couple more times. The whole time my mom is upset because it was just a joke and she didn't realize my girlfriend was going to overreact like this. I told her that a warning would have been nice, but my sister agreed it was just a joke and my girlfriend was being a baby about it. I had another fight with my girlfriend when I finally got home, and she said I was an asshole for putting her in that situation, and I said I didn't realize they were going to do that, and they were being ironic because she was beautiful. She said I let them treat her badly and was trying to make it her fault when it was my family who was acting badly. I said it was just a joke and that she was overreacting. She asked how it was supposed to be a joke. I said that was just their sense of humor. I said I was sorry she was offended by the joke, but she ruined the whole day with her reaction. She said that no, them realizing she wasn't going to take their bullshit anymore ruined the day. We aren't speaking currently, but when a cousin called to wish me a Merry Christmas and asked how the day went, I mentioned what happened, and he straight up called me an asshole for doing that to her. I don't really think I've done anything, though. I didn't know they were going to do that, and really, it was just a joke, and I think she's overreacting. Am I really the asshole here?
What are your thoughts?
I hope he had to fucking walk home.
Yeah.
I hope he had to walk 500 fucking miles.
But what? I mean, I'm more upset with his family than
Whole family.
Yeah, but
I hate him.
Yeah. Why?
I look at, if I had a partner and...
You do have a partner.
Well, yeah, I do.
I was like,
but if I had...
do we need to catch up on something?
No, I just didn't finish my sentence because I'm still computing the story in my head.
I see what you're saying, though.
It was so long ago when I saved this even that I kind of forgot how fucking bad it was. If I had this similar situation and I had a partner who kept brushing this off as, oh, they're being ironic, they're being funny, but then I expressed to them, no, this isn't funny to me, and it's like I'm the butt of the joke, so I don't care if it's fucking funny to them. It's hurting my feelings. I'm stuck in this situation. They're making fun of me. They're making jokes at my expense. I'm not laughing. So if I already told them, like, hey, this is upsetting me, please, like, I don't want to spend any time with them, and then they urge me, I agree, but I say, hey, please have my back if something comes up. Something came up. Something fucking shit hit the fan, and his support was nowhere to be found. He actually chuckled.
Yeah.
Chuckle? You're going to chuckle at my face on an ugly sweater? Go fuck yourself. I don't care how beautiful you think I am.
I think that's one thing I have an issue with. Like, well, I have an issue with a lot of things, but the thing that sticks out is he's like, it's ironic. She's beautiful. What if she doesn't think she's beautiful, right? Because beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So he's making it sound like this is an objective fact. She is beautiful by all standards, objectively, full stop, period. Maybe she is. There's some people in the world that you just look at, you're like, freaking, that's a beautiful fucking person. They're beautiful people. But however, that does not mean that for a fact, Bible, like she thinks she's beautiful. And so the irony is kind of lost. You don't...
There is none.
Like, you put a beautiful face on an ugly sweater. To me, that doesn't strike me as ironic. It strikes me as like a bad joke. And it's not like she's a jokester where they have this like joke or like this joking banter, and it's funny because she's a jokester. They pull jokes on each other, whatever. That's not the relationship that they have. As you stated, she made it very clear she doesn't like these jokes. She doesn't appreciate them. She doesn't think they're funny at her expense. And she's vocalized it. It's not like she's been sitting on it and this was like the straw that broke the camel's back. So I agree with you. I think the family is absolutely, there are families, like my family is pretty,
they go hard.
They go hard. So for me, but I do understand. So at some point, you get tired of it, and you're like, I'm tired of getting roasted. I'm just trying to like go to Christmas. Like I don't need to like. You know what I mean? So I get that on that front, like having a family of, jokesters, for it to say the least. I get that. My family function, if you don't leave like absolutely roasted, you weren't really there. And
I wouldn't fit in. I'm so sensitive.
No, you can't be sensitive. And I'm not a super sensitive person, but there are moments where I'm like, enough is enough. I'm really tired of getting like teased.
You can only handle so much. Everyone has a threshold.
Yes.
Hers was clearly met.
Yes. And some people don't appreciate jokes, is what I'm getting at. Like, so for her to vocalize that to her partner, as you just said, and him not to have a conversation with his family or at least have her back, it is an asshole move.
Yeah. I think like him being like, oh, you could have given me a heads up. Well, would you have changed anything? Would you?
She said that?
The dude said it.
About her leaving?
No, he said to his family, like after this all happened, he's like, you guys could have given me a heads up. And it's like, for what? Are you going to warn her, or are you going to have them change their attitudes?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know where he was going with that.
It's just weird because it's like you haven't done anything to rally, like to wrangle your family in up until this point. So like what would a heads up have done for you?
Yeah. And also I think what pains me about hearing this story is that this was kind of like her one last shot. Like she already didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst part. When someone doesn't want to go to something for fear of something happening and then that thing happens, you're like, hell no.
No, in her head, like
y'all proved her right. Everyone
Exactly.
proved her correct. And so I think Buddy's going to have a hard time coming back from this one. Her family, I think, owes her an apology. I think the joke missed. It did not land.
Yeah.
And she clearly... Jokes are hard because what's funny, it's like that Kardashian meme where they're like, it's a joke to me. It's an insult to you. I won't joke with you anymore. It's kind of like gaslighty. Like, I think it's funny. But
Which
to
is what
you, it's offensive. Right. And it's like, but a joke, similar to beauty, is subjective to the ears who are hearing the joke.
Yeah.
What I could think is a hilarious joke, you could be like, I don't think that's funny, that's offensive. And so people can't force their humor on her. If she doesn't think they're funny, maybe this is a mismatch. Maybe you're marrying into the wrong family.
Truly.
If this is a family of clowns and they don't want to change.
This, to me, I get weird vibes from this. I almost feel like there's a weird family dynamic going on, and they're trying to sabotage his relationship for whatever reason. They don't like her. They're weirdly attached to him, some emotional incest, whatever fucking reason is going on here. But this seems very sabotagey.
It does. I mean, he keeps saying she's beautiful. So, like I said, I don't know if you can just be like objectively beautiful. However, it sounds like she's very aesthetically good looking. So maybe they're threatened by that and they want to bring her down. Because it was the two women in the family, right? It was the sister and the daughter. The sister and the mother.
mom.
I mean, the sister and the mother.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't want to draw conclusions based on that, but maybe they're just like so threatened by her beauty. I don't know.
They're trying to, like, in their eyes, level her.
Yes.
Which, like, God, those people.
But then again, is this a family? Because think about it.
No.
If this is someone you're dating, eventually the goal is marriage. And not for everybody, but for some people.
Yeah.
So if you do want to marry and spend your life with this person and their family, you're marrying into a family.
This is what you're going to get.
This is what you're getting into. So this might be a blessing. Maybe this isn't for you. And it sucks that a family could be the reason to end a relationship. But it's a real component of the equation.
I completely agree. I think, like, I know, like, I've seen a lot of stories and just, like, talked with people. They're like, yeah, I didn't meet my in-laws, like, until 2 years in. And my relationship with my mother-in-law is fucking terrible. Like, it is toxic and blah, blah, blah. And I really do think, like, yeah, like your partner in your relationship is like definitely the most important, but like
Yeah.
if they're very close with their family, like that can also be a big dynamic. So like I'm kind of on board with like meeting the family as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Like just dive in.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's a personal choice. There's some
Yeah.
people who can completely look past a family dynamic that they don't necessarily resonate with, and they're totally fine with just
Yeah.
having friction and tension at every family function.
Yeah.
And then there's people who are like, listen, if my family's not a fit, then this is a non-starter. So I think it's kind of like that saying, there's different ways to skin a cat. Like there's just different ways for people to go about that. Which, did you know that's a saying?
The cat one?
Different ways to skin a cat.
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't have picked a cat, like skin a cat.
I know. I said that to Lauren, and she like
oldie.
freaked out. She was like, "Why would you say something like that?"
I wonder
I'm like,
where that originates from.
right?
It's so interesting.
So interesting. Wait, but we agree that he's an asshole.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Absolute asshole. Oh God, I'm like breaking the table here. I hope for her sake she ended it. I can read the top comment. I kind of was like,
Yeah, I'm like,
I was ending
I feel unresolved.
I was ending that prematurely.
Yeah.
So the top comment in this one, you're the asshole. Massive, you're the asshole. You might think your girlfriend is beautiful, but I can guarantee you that when she looks in the mirror, she doesn't see beauty. She sees a defacing scar, and you allow and support your family in making that identifying feature of how they see her. By allowing your family to treat her that way, she is no longer, quote, your beautiful girlfriend. She is, quote, that freak with the scar that he brought over. A joke is not a joke if the subject of it is not laughing. You are such an asshole. I want to really smack you over the head with this fact. 44.5K upvotes.
Whoa. Okay, we totally glossed over the fact that she does have this facial scar. We totally, I at least forgot about that.
Yeah, I think that just kind of hammers home everything. Like this is, if you don't know how she got it, if it was like congenital or if it was from like an accident, who knows? But regardless, with how our beauty standards are and how they're forced on us from like every age, and you're just fucking like ping ponged back and forth with like standards and trying to keep up with them. I'm sure she had a hard time with this.
Yeah.
Regardless, and I hope she's embraced it now and like recognizes her beauty, but like, yeah.
You're right. I forgot about that fact.
It can't be easy.
That's even more messed up that they would put her face on a sweater.
An ugly sweater.
That's so messed up. Oh my gosh. What a family of assholes.
Yeah. I would be running. I would, especially the fact that he can't even recognize it.
Yes.
Turned around and then gaslit her.
He's no better than them.
No better. Maybe worse because he's not recognizing it after the fact.
Yeah.
And he said stuff like, you ruined the day because you couldn't take a joke. I do actually think she's overreacting.
But sometimes it takes ruining a day for people to really hear you. Like you guys told the story, you and Justin, on an episode where, it was like that guy who kept like cross-pollinating with cooking. He was using and she like, I think she faked like being more ill to not go to like his party.
Yep.
And I think Justin made a good point. He's like, sometimes it takes like a significant event and kind of like ruining, quote unquote, ruining a day in order to have your message heard. And if that's what it takes, then maybe that's what it took.
Yeah. I just want to read one more comment because I did get like 29,000 upvotes. Okay. Piggybacking on the top comment so people see this, as I also have a prominent facial scarring and I haven't seen this point anywhere. It's not just about being ugly. If you tell me I have an ugly nose or an ugly smile, no worries. It's rude, but I can deal with it. But people don't get large facial scars in a vacuum. It's very likely that something awful and traumatic happened to them which caused the scar. The events leading up to my scarring were over 15 years ago, and I can still confidently say it's the worst thing that's happened to me in my life. So, not only are you and your family making fun of her for being ugly, they are likely reminding her of a very traumatic event in her past that I'm sure she would like to move on from and not have to think about on what is supposed to be a happy day. I have a lot to say after that comment.
I feel like you do. That's a strong point, but I feel like I'll let you take it away.
I completely agree. Like you kind of forget that this was on Christmas and she just like drove off and left. So like her holiday was completely ruined. Who knew? Who knows if she had anyone to spend it with after?
Right.
But also like I kind of forget, like my brother Matt, who has been on a couple episodes now, Matt has a really prominent facial scar. And you don't notice it as much because like it's been, like he got it when he was 17. And he's old now. There's an 8-year difference. I'm 27, add 8 years. That's how old Matt is. 35.
35.
6?
Whoa.
I'm not the only one bad at math.
I'm so bad at math. I don't even know why I tried to like compute that.
So Matt,
Okay.
if you look at the YouTube videos or the stills on Instagram of him, like you might see on the left side of his face, he has a really prominent scar. And Matt wanted to be a model. And when he was 17, he was like hanging out at the beach, and this guy like stirred up trouble with him and his friends, took a beer bottle, smashed it, and then took the beer bottle and slashed my brother in the face. And I just remember being with my mom when she got the phone call, or like hearing the story of her getting the call so many times. But like they thought my brother was bleeding out. Like it was so close to like his vein that when my mom got to the emergency room, the doctor literally looked at her and said, if that would have been an inch lower, you wouldn't have a son right now.
Oh no.
So
oh my gosh.
I
It's
can't.
so traumatic.
So traumatic. So like putting that into perspective, like we don't know how she got her scar or like, you know, whatever. But if it is something like that, like this person said, it hammers home probably in the worst way possible.
Absolutely. I'm like ashamed that we missed that because I didn't even think about that.
I think we were just so mad at him not supporting her and
Right.
like them making fun of her and like trying to pass it off as a joke. I don't think
I think we just thought it was
It
already
just-
offensive in and of itself, and this
Yes.
is an added layer.
this is an added layer.
This makes it even worse.
Yeah, I hate him.
Yeah, he sucks.
I hate him.
Yeah,
but-
honestly, yeah, I could go down a rabbit hole of why he sucks. So
Yeah. Well, and so the next comment goes, this is a really good point, and now I'm even angry
yes,
at OP.
Yes, I'm more mad.
Yeah. I hope she dumps him and his asshole family.
Yeah.
Agree. This was posted actually a year ago.
So last Christmas.
Yeah, it was posted a year ago. So there's no update. Account's deleted. I don't see any comments from OP. So
That sucks.